Good afternoon. Fade to black breaking news for this Monday, March 20th, 2023. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is all of the news that you need. Special announcement this week on Fade to Black, 5 shows, Monday through Friday. We've got 5 shows this week. Tonight, I'm doing a show on the meaning of life. So stay tuned for that tonight. I think you're going to find that very interesting. And then tomorrow night, I'm doing a special report on artificial intelligence. And this is very important. And you're not going to want to miss that broadcast tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, I've got David Palmer here, the Leo King, because on Thursday, one of the biggest events in astrology and our solar system is taking place. Pluto is entering Aquarius. So Wednesday night, David Palmer is with us to discuss all of that. Thursday night, that's right, Ronnie LeBlanc will be with us for a full night of Bigfoot. We had to reschedule from last week. So he's going to be with us on Thursday. And then Friday night is our Linda Moulton Howe special. She is going to be with us for 2 hours on Friday night, and she is going to be receiving a Media Legend Award next week here in Los Angeles. This is a very, very big deal, and to help us celebrate, Linda is going to be with us on Friday night. So we have 5 shows this week on Fade to Black. All right, very excited, busy week, and a great week. All right, so let's get straight to it today. On this day in history. Now, check this out. The Black Death is created, allegedly. According to scholars at the University of Paris, the Black Death is created from what they call, and I quote here, a triple conjunction of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars in the 40th degree of Aquarius, occurring on the 20th of March, 1345. Therefore, it created the Black Death on this day in history in 1345. Let's get to your Fader fact. This is for Genocide. Here's your Fader fact, fully vetted, by the way. Your nose works one nostril at a time. That's right, to stop them from drying out. They do this and take turns and give each other a break from detecting smells. And I know you didn't know that. And that is your Fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. The U.S. Geological Survey announced that the giant invasive pythons have now spread beyond their core range in the South Florida Everglades and into places like West Palm Beach and Fort Myers, Florida. The study calls Florida's python invasion one of the most intractable invasive species management problems across the globe. And as the snakes continue to spread north, leaving a trail of ecological devastation in their wake, eradication of the species is impossible with existing tools. Pythons are notoriously hard to locate in the immense stretches of South Florida wetlands where they thrive. They don't readily enter traps. They're too smart for that. And their natural camouflage is incredibly well suited to the Florida terrain, where they've been breeding rapidly since the year 2000. All right. Well, this past Friday, a series of streaking lights across California skies had onlookers speculating it was an alien and UFO invasion. Well, it turned out to be the bits of flaming space debris re-entering the atmosphere, because for 40 seconds, people in Sacramento, California saw what looked like a group of shooting stars. Jonathan McDowell, an astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, said that the lights were pieces of communication equipment that were, check this, thrown out of the International Space Station back in February of 2020. The pieces, which were traveling across the sky at 17,000 miles per hour, were part of a discarded 700-pound communications antenna that they just threw out. The remains of a glacier have been found on Mars near the Martian equator, showing that some form of water could still exist in a region on the red planet where humans may land. The ice mass is no longer there, but scientists spotted telltale remains of other mineral deposits near Mars's equilateral region. The deposits there usually contain light-colored sulfate salts. When scientists took a closer look, they recognized the features of a glacier, including those glacier ridges. The research team also spotted a crevasse field, or deep wedge-shaped openings that form inside glaciers. The findings were shared last Wednesday at the 54th Lunar and Planetary Science Conference in the Woodlands, Texas area. All right. U.S. Customs and Border Protection found 6 live giant African land snails inside of a suitcase as a traveler arrived at the Detroit Metro Airport recently, all of which were intended to be eaten. The snails were inside of a suitcase as a traveler arrived in the U.S. from Ghana and were immediately intercepted by the CBP. According to the CBP, they were all meant to be consumed, which can pose health risks because they can carry a parasite that can lead to meningitis in humans. Now, I know what you're asking yourself right now. How big is a giant African snail? And that's a great question. How about 8 inches in length and 5 inches in diameter? There's 5 of those in a suitcase. Ew. A newly discovered asteroid the size of a house hurtled past Earth this past Friday, and nobody said a thing. The asteroid, named 2023 EY, passed by our planet at a distance of just 149,000 miles. And that is seriously close because that is about 2/3 of the distance to the moon. And nobody noticed. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. I find this very interesting. Here is every country that has banned TikTok. You have the United States. 24 U.S. states have banned the app on state government devices. You've got New Zealand. Officials prohibited TikTok from being installed on government phones. You have India. India had a ban in place for years, originally introduced in 2020, and they made it permanent in January of 2021. You have the United Kingdom. The British government announced a government device ban on TikTok this week. Canada started banning the app on government devices last month. Taiwan introduced a government device ban in December and has been considering a larger ban. You've got the entire European Union with multiple EU bodies citing security concerns. The EU banned TikTok from being installed on staff phones also last month. You've got Australia. Several individual government agencies in Australia have banned TikTok from being installed on officials' devices, but it no longer has that enacted. You've got Afghanistan, of course. The Taliban announced an outright ban on the app. And then Indonesia and Pakistan have reversed their positions and rescinded their bans. All very, very interesting. Here it is. All of the news that you need for Monday, March 20th, 2023. This is Fade to Black Breaking News. Fade to Black Breaking News is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.